Let's get it. Let's do it. Let's do it.
It's time.
Welcome everybody to the podcast called The Update. I'm your host. This is my co-host, IV. You know, we call it The Update because we're going to get hitting you guys with new things that's trending, sports, things that's trending in the world. Man, we're going to give you guys the updates on all the new things just coming on. Man, please go on Instagram, hit that follow button, the underscore update 24, the underscore update 24. And please, man, go on YouTube and subscribe. The update. I'm gonna say it one more time.
Say it for him.
The update.
Just so they hear it.
Hit that subscribe button for you, please.
Yes.
IV, man, what's up, man? How you living?
Well, it's another one.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Hey, I've been saying this all year round. Year round.
What's that?
I'm thankful.
Yeah,
I didn't wait for Thanksgiving to say how thankful I am.
that's what's up.
Thankful, man. Just thankful to be here.
I got. Oh yeah, for sure, for sure. I'm glad to hear that.
Yes, sir.
Glad.
And let me ask you,
What's up?
how are you feeling, sir?
Man, I'm good. I'm good. I'm blessed, man. I'm always blessed. I'm always good. It's always good to be back up in the studio doing this, giving it
Right.
to the people out here. I can't say no more than that. I'm always happy, man.
That's what I like to hear.
Oh, yeah, for sure, man.
Well, I hope you're ready for this one.
Oh, yeah, what's up?
So we got a special guest in the house.
Okay.
He's a family man.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Sports fanatic.
Okay.
Okay. Leader in his community.
Oh, all right.
Ooh, this man's an entrepreneur.
Okay.
Ooh, that's a big word. Entrepreneur. We got my boy, Terrence Jerome.
What's up?
in
What's
the
up?
building.
How's it going?
What's
Thanks for
going
having
on,
me.
man? What's going on?
Great intro.
Yeah. How
You
you
like that?
living?
Living good, living life,
Yeah.
enjoying every day,
Okay.
trying to get better every day.
Hey, that's all you can ask for.
Yeah, man. That's what you got to do in this world because there's a lot of challenges, isn't it?
There's a few. I've been through a few.
Man, that's all we ask for, man.
That's it.
But
That's
since
it.
you new to this, man, so basically what we do is, so in the beginning we come off with a topic that's trending out there, and we just give our like how we feel about that, man. Like we just piggyback off that and just to say like, man, like what are our perspectives on that?
Mhm.
So I'm about to hit you guys with one.
Oh, here we go.
All right.
There's been Oh man. Oh.
So, an engaged man said he is feeling blindsided after his fiance asked for a hall pass to have sex with other men before they tie the knot next month. So, the 28-year-old man admitted that he was unsure whether he should call off the wedding and make up to the bride the wild proposal. It seemed like everything was great and mutual. This stupid idea of hers completely blindsided me. I could tell that she had been thinking about it for some time and just waited for the perfect moment to bring it up. She also claimed it would help get everything out of our system. The man also said, in 4 years we've been together, I've never thought about being with someone else, but it just sucks to know she doesn't feel the same way. I'm not sure if she has a guy in mind or just wants a one-night stand. Man, after expressing his bride-to-be tried walking back on the idea. However, the damage was already done as he gave her the cold shoulder. So he felt betrayed. The engagement man is sure the relationship is on thin ice now, man. So I'm gonna pass it to you, IV. What you think about that, man?
Okay, so give me the topic again, like so I can understand exactly. And I'm gonna go in on this one. I'm gonna go in.
So
I'm ready.
the man the fiance a month before the wedding asked for a hall pass
Wanted the hall pass.
to sleep with other people.
Other people or just one other person?
It says she wanted to sleep with other men, sleep with other people.
Ooh.
So it's not one person. She just said sleep with other people
Okay.
to
So
get it out their system before the wedding.
gotcha.
Get everything out the system.
Terrence, you're the guest, man. I always want the guest to go first because I'm gonna go in on it, but I'm gonna let you go first.
Just so I'm tracking. The
Okay.
girl wants the hall pass.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
The guy does not.
Yeah.
correct.
He didn't ask for this.
No. So the girl asked for it. He didn't want.
So
he didn't want.
if I'm putting myself in his shoes,
Yes.
Next. Next. What are
Move
we
on.
talking about? Like, we're about to get married.
Yeah.
Like, you maybe could have said that to me while we were dating.
Okay.
Maybe. But even then, I'm like, what are we working towards? You know? Like,
Yeah.
And you need to get something out of your system. How old are we? How old is this?
28.
28.
28? Oh,
Yeah.
no, you've had your time. You've had plenty of time to get
Yeah.
that out of your.
Well,
It-
28.
system.
28 is just, you kind of just, yeah.
I don't go for that. I don't believe in that
I
hall
can't-
pass. Actually, before you're about to get married, like, what are we doing?
I can't go for that.
I
Is that what
couldn't
it
do
was?
it. If I was in his shoes, I would just like the guy said, I can't believe you're doing this like right before we're about to get married.
Yeah.
I'm out.
Then she retracted it and saying after he said, I never want to sleep with nobody else. She said basically, it was just a stupid idea. I didn't want to, I was just, bringing it up and see how you felt about it. But we don't have to do it.
Yeah.
So maybe, and I'd have to have a conversation. Were you trying to trap me? But then I'm giving her an out for why you even
Right.
brought it up.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Like you were trying to trap me, weren't you? Like, see what I said. And if I was like, heck yeah, let's go.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And then you were probably going to flip it on me and use it against
Mm.
me. But you brought it to the table. So now you cannot
Yeah.
That's a
come
good one.
back on it.
Okay.
All right, what's up?
Okay. So, yeah, you try to get into her mind a little bit, try to see where she's coming from. Of course, ask a few questions, but yeah, it's time to move on. Like, I mean, you want to have your one last hurrah. I don't know what people do before they get married. They may go to Vegas. They may
Go to the club. That's it.
go to the club. Yeah, go to the
Go
club.
have a good time.
Just
Yeah.
just go have a good time, and that's that, right?
Yeah.
That should be it, and just tie the knot.
Oh, yeah.
But I don't, man. That's, whew. I don't like it. I don't like it. Move on.
Yeah, for sure.
Keep it moving.
I
What
look
about
at
you?
I look at it like she had some dude on her mind. It was somebody she wanted to sleep with, maybe an ex or something.
Mm.
It's because it's rare. I look at it like, if me personally, this is what I think. Men can sleep with different like women and not like really have strings attached. But when a woman sleeps with somebody, it's more of emotional tie with that.
Okay.
So maybe I think it's an ex, maybe somebody she worked with, and
That work husband.
Yep. And then they've been flirting back and forth, and she was wanting to do it one time before they tied the knot, and she won't feel guilty about it. Because like you said, marriage is a stronger thing than a relationship. Like,
Mhm.
when you look on like the paperwork and everything, it don't say, are you in a happy, committed relationship? It's
Right.
either you single, married, or widow.
Right.
I think divorce too, right? Does
think
it say
so,
that?
yeah.
Yeah, I think it says that too. So, yeah, she just wanted to get that out the way.
Hey, but
And also, like Taryn was saying, like, nah, I'm not going for that. Like, nah.
Yeah.
A month before the wedding,
at least she said it before they walked down the aisle. I mean, I feel like that's at least a little bit of, something. Like, because if you waited till you actually got married and
Yeah.
then was like, all right, well, I want to do this now.
hell no.
But at least,
What's that song?
that's what I'm thinking.
What's that song say? Ain't nothing, cut that bitch off. Yep.
Is that what it goes?
Yep. Exactly. Exactly.
That's
She's getting
exactly how it goes.
Yeah. She's getting cut off for sure. Like, what? It's no blind side. Like, even, like, what made you say this? Like, what made you think that I was going to approve of this?
Yeah. Well,
And then not even that you asked that. You cheated. You have
before,
cheated.
you think so?
Oh, for sure. She cheated. For sure she cheated. Shit, for sure. She cheated probably in the beginning or when they got their little, let's take a break real quick. When people been in a long relationship
Mhm.
before they get married, you had that moment. You like, all right, man, you probably take a little break because y'all going through a little rough patch.
Sure.
She probably slapped somebody down for sure.
I didn't agree with something you said earlier, though.
You said
Get
you
'em.
did?
I did not.
Oh, what's that?
Where you said how the men are more likely to not have strings attached, like they can be a little more
Mhm.
promiscuous and
Sure.
do their thing. I think it's changed. I
Yeah.
think the girls are a little more
Loosey goosey.
little loosey goosey, little, maybe feel like they should be able to catch up with the guys. It's always been that, stereotype, always been that way for the men, going back, a lot of history over the years.
That's a good point.
But now things have changed, especially with social media.
Yes.
Women empowerment. I'm saying it's a terrible thing, but you see other podcasts where they have these girls on there and they're talking about body counts and this and that.
Lord.
Now you got whatever this story is, like, hey, let's have a little freebie.
Yeah.
Okay.
Before
Maybe she saw that and was like trying to get her body count back up or what.
All right.
It's a different world.
Yeah. And I agree. Before we move on to the next topic, I just want to piggyback off. So I agree with you 50, like halfway to that, but at the end, a lot of these girls do say, "Oh, our body counts is high," but at the end, not too many guys, like more guys can still sleep around and not feel attached. Some of these girls, like, they might have a high body count, but they still getting attached to these guys. One of these guys they getting attached to, and they got their heart broken, so that's why they really horning around too, because they emotionally damaged by that. Because before me and my girl got together, I was my girl knows about my past. I never hid it from her about that. She asked, I told her the truth because I don't want anything to pop out, while we're together. So I told her about my past, and I've done a lot with been around different women, and what I've noticed is they get more attached. I'm not saying it's some out there that don't, but it's majority of more women do get attached than men when it comes to sleeping around. Cause I got a homegirl like that. She sleeps around and she does her thing and stuff like that. She don't get attached. I'm like, she more cold hearted than some of these dudes out here. But it's majority of women do get attached more than sleeping around. And especially when you asking for that, yeah, you like buddy ass.
Well, that's what you get. You get what you get. And I mean, it's all you hang in the same circle. If that's your circle of people and that's what y'all do.
Oh, yeah.
Do what y'all do.
For sure.
Well, T, man, thank you for being on here. We want to kind of dive in a couple things. Kind of want to open up the floor and just ask you some good stuff, man. And I need you to be 100% honest like you've been already.
You got it.
You ready?
I don't have a problem doing that.
Man, okay. So growing up, you're from Red Oak, right?
Red Oak, yep.
Okay. So that's what? South Dallas area?
DeSoto, Lancaster.
Is that by like kind of like Waxahachie something?
Yeah, we're in between. Yeah, Waxahachie and DeSoto.
Okay,
so we're in the middle.
Gotcha. So grew up hooping, running the streets.
Just hooping. That's all. That's all I did. That's all there was to do.
Really?
Yeah, it was a pretty small town. Nothing much to do. It was a big deal. We got a McDonald's. Like that was like, oh my God, we got McDonald's.
How old were you when that happened?
Was like 12, I think, 12 or 13 when we got our first McDonald's. So it was. If you go there now, you're gonna be like, this is just like every other city,
right?
Sprinkled around with all your normal places, Starbucks, Walmart's. We didn't have Walmart either.
Wow.
So where'd y'all go to Walmart?
Waxahachie. We go to Waxahachie to shop, or DeSoto. DeSoto had shopping and fast food and a few restaurants.
Yeah.
Or we go to Waxahachie and they had that. Waxahachie is an old town, so they're built up. They've got their downtown, and then they've got their like more built up chain restaurants and things like that. So we would go down there. My mom's from Waxahachie. My grandma lived down there. But growing up, man, we played outside all day.
Yes.
Mom would kick us out the house.
Oh, yeah.
Get out the house. Even in the summer. I mean, there was no, it's too hot. Get back inside. No, right. Go out, run around, hide and seek, ride bikes, play basketball, play kickball, we were outside all the time.
Yeah.
All the time.
Sun up to sundown.
Sun up to sundown.
I love it. Growing up, did you have anybody that you like looked up to, siblings, parents, anybody like that in that area?
Looked up to my parents for sure. They were hardworking. My dad was really, really hardworking. Injured his back whenever I was probably like 8 or 9 and was like laid off his job because he got hurt on the job, and then they they just cut him loose. They didn't give him workers' comp or nothing.
Oh, damn.
Wow.
And so he was out with a back surgery, and I don't know how many months he was out. And then we were like about to file bankruptcy, and we had people from our church and community and family like help us out and get us through.
Man.
Us kids, at least me, I'm the youngest, so I got a older brother, older sister, and another older brother. The oldest, he was already out of the house, but my older brother, he's 4 years older, and then my sister's 3 or 4 years older than him. So we were all in the house. They knew a little bit more about the financial strain, but I was like 9, 10. But then my dad, he got back, and I don't think they were going to try and take the house. So we were going to lose the house. That was the first house he'd ever bought. Everything else, I believe, they had rented. And they were older, because I was the youngest. So they were like in their mid-30s. Or I think he was 40. He was 40. So they were about to lose the house. And he got back better. Got a job at Domino's delivering pizzas. Got a job at Red Lobster. Was refereeing basketball games on the weekend.
Wow.
Was doing a paper delivery route. And now I knew about all those jobs, and I thought it was cool.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, my dad delivers pizzas. That's cool. Oh, my dad works at Red Lobster. He's bringing us home those little garlic butter rolls.
Ooh, those are fire.
And we were going up there, too. We were going up there to Red Lobster. It was in Duncanville. And he would bring us home the little tickets, and they would have a lot of NBA players would go to that Red Lobster after they played in Dallas.
Wow.
Because some of them were local, like Larry Johnson. He'd bring home a signed Larry Johnson sheet. Dominique, Spud Webb,
amazing.
Ron Harper. So I had all these autographs on little Red Lobster pages.
That's sweet.
He would bring them home, and I was like, oh, my dad, where's Red Lobster? And I got this autograph and blah, blah, blah. And then he was reffing, and I get to go watch games, basketball games on the weekend where he's refereeing. And then he would bring us along at 4 a.m. He'd wake us up on a Saturday. We'd go help him roll papers in a storage unit before or maybe we would do that on a Sunday or something. We'd help him roll the papers so he could deliver them the next day. And every once in a while, he'd like take us on his route, and he'd be like, "You know how to throw, son? Throw it.
Throw
the paper out there." So yeah,
wow.
he was my hero. I mean, he really was, and he set a good example. He had a hard life, real hard life. I think I don't know. He's probably never gonna watch this, but my grandma, she passed away, but she was married like 8 times.
Wow.
And every guy was like not good, abusive, and my dad was. My dad would never tell me this, but my mom told me when I got older. She's like, "Your dad used to get like beatings, like every day he'd come home. He had one stepdad just for no reason, just laying it to him. His actual real dad tried to get rid of him while he was a baby, like in the crib. My grandma walked in, and he was like trying to kill him, and my grandma came and like smacked my grandpa. Never met him, and he disappeared, and he was there for like 2 years of his life, or a year. But yeah, from the jump, he was going through it.
Sheesh.
And then once I found that out and realized how he was to me as a dad, like never abusive. I mean, he was hard on us. I mean, he was, some discipline here and there. No abuse. Just, you got discipline, you got abuse.
Yeah.
He was just disciplined, and he was stern, and man, when you were in trouble, you knew it.
Yeah.
You were getting it, but always came back and talked to us about why he was, if he gave us a spanking or whooping or whatever, he'd come back in and he would just like, "Hey man, this hurts me just as much, and I need you to do better," like, or whatever you did wrong. You know?
Did you believe it at that time when he said that?
I did.
It worked?
I actually did. Yeah. It felt like he really meant it. And like, we weren't, like, I understood why I was getting in trouble. I never like was like, man, why am I getting, hit or whatever. And when I say hit, I mean like a spanking. I'm not talking like anything overly
Let's clarify
aggressive.
that.
Yeah. So, but yeah, man, I respected that, and it helped me. I mean, I think you should have some type of fear for your dad. I mean, it helps you have an understanding of like where you're at in the world. Like, you don't run things like, there's an order to things. And even going through school or going through sports, like your coach, he's the boss, you know, your coach is in charge. You respect him. Maybe not agree with him, but you respect him. You don't talk back. You don't do this. And I also had an older brother who was a little bit of a, he got into trouble. He got into trouble. So I had like an example of somebody that like, all right, I see what you're doing. You're getting in a lot of trouble.
Yeah.
Dad's yelling at you more than me.
You're right.
And and he was a little bit older, so he was able to get into things sooner than me, but I saw kind of some of the stuff he got into and some of the trouble he had. And yeah, I was like, I don't want to do that. All I wanted to do was play basketball, really. That's all I cared about. Once I got into the junior high and high school, like school was just an avenue for me to play basketball. And as long as I could, you know, I tried to make A's and B's, some C's here and there, but that was just my motivation, was like pass, play, pass, play, pass, play. And I was obsessed. I was obsessed with the game.
I know that's one of the things we all have in common here is we all love to hoop, whether it's basketball, football, but mainly hooping. And that's what connects a lot of us, connects the dots. Because Chris was okay on the court. He was all right. I seen him play.
I believe it.
Man, listen to this.
Chris, listen. Can you hear me now?
All right, listen to this guy.
Man, no, but that's beautiful because I can feel the emotion. I can feel the, you know, growing up and hearing all that in your voice. It's amazing, you know, to look up to that, you know, to your parents like you do. Most people would have stopped, you know, just, you know, not done anything, just you know, blamed it on everybody else and not
gave up.
Yeah, just I can't find anything. Well, he went
my
out,
dad,
yeah, he went out and just busted his ass for y'all and you know, showed y'all what it's like, you know, to work hard and gain things. So with that, like in high school, okay, after high school, what prompted you to move towards the military? Like what was that? What was that about?
I had a target, which was I'm going to college to play basketball. That was my high school dream. I thought, you know, but by my senior year, I knew that wasn't going to happen. But I still wanted like, oh, maybe I can go JUCO, do this. I did a tryout, enrolled in school at Cedar Valley. Their basketball team was good. They were like winning JUCO championships or in the tournament or something. So I walked out to that first open gym and I was like, yeah, I'm not going to make this one. So I was going to school for 2 years. I did 2 years of junior college and I was going to school for orthotics and prosthetics. So like the fake, you know, the artificial limbs. And because I had a teacher in high school that had one and she took us to UT Southwestern and kind of got me interested in it. And I didn't know what to do. Like I didn't know what to be interested in. Right. I didn't know like what was an engineer or anything like, and I knew I wasn't going to be a doctor or a lawyer. Like I was okay at school, but I wasn't, you know, in the books, like seriously.
Yeah.
So I didn't know like jobs, professions, nothing. And I thought like trades were not good money. You know, now I know better. I know trades, plumbers, electricians, things like that. You can make good money. I didn't have an entrepreneurial spirit at that time. I wasn't like looking for a business. So, man, the second year of junior college, I was at home for Christmas break, just vegging out, playing video games. And one of my buddies was in the Marines that I went to high school with, and he joined right after high school. He was gung ho. I didn't even know what the Marines were, to be honest.
Yeah,
I didn't know. I knew Army, Navy, all of that, but the Marines, I wasn't sure what that was. So he comes back, and I knew he had joined, but I knew nothing about him. And he came and hung out with me. He was on recruiting duty, so sometimes you come back for your Christmas break in the Marines, and you go help the recruiters hit the high schools because you're kind of closer to the age group if you just got out or just joined. So he comes by my house at like 9 a.m. And I'm like, dude, I'm playing, I can't remember, Xbox, Nintendo 64, something, just vegging out. Yeah. He comes in, and that's what we used to do in high school. He'd come over, we'd play games. He'd stay there the whole day. 4 o'clock rolls around. T, it's 4 o'clock. And I'm like, yeah, I know. So what? It's like, We're still playing, you know?
Yeah, we getting it in.
He's like, no, I got to go back up to the office and I got to bring him somebody. Like, I have to take somebody up there. I haven't gotten anybody all day. I said, no. You're not getting me to come up there. And he goes, I swear, we'll just talk. You don't have to do anything. It's like just shooting the shit with your boys.
Yeah.
Like, they're all cool, blah, blah, blah. So I go up there. My dumb butt. I go up there and I start getting real curious about jobs in the Marine Corps. And I'm like, this recruiter just, of course, or the senior recruiter is going to come say something to me. He ain't just going to let me sit there. He's like,
yeah,
you're a potential client. You're a lead, you know? And so he comes over and he's like, you ever thought about joining? I'm like, I won't join. My mom would kill me. She would kill you. Like, there's no way I'm joining the Marines or anything. He goes, well, just look at this job book. You know, there's some cool jobs in here. You might be, what are you doing? You know, what are you going to school for? Told him. He's like, what do you think about that? I was like, I don't know. I may change it or do something different. He's like, man, there's so many jobs in here where you can get a job after you get out, blah, blah, blah. So he started scrolling through them, like motor mechanic.
Ooh.
Boring. Communications. Boring. Infantry. I'm like, no, I'm not doing infantry. That's crazy. What are you talking about? I want to stay alive. Then he gets to one. He's like, this is presidential guard, but you can't do that. Pushes it to the side. And I'm like, what do you mean I can't do that? He goes, you can't. No, you won't qualify. So, mind you, I had hair down to here. I look like a stoner / hippie.
Wow.
So I had like long, shaggy hair. I was wearing a chain, baggy clothes.
You're too cool.
And he probably was like, dude, you're a pothead or something.
Right.
And I said, no. What is that? I was like, tell me what that is. He goes, well, these are the guys that guard the president at the White House. So like you see the president get off of Marine One, they're saluting and they're dressed blues. And then they do some other cool stuff. Like they scout out and do like kind of reconnaissance before the president goes to a new city. So if the president comes to Dallas, they'll come out like a week before, scout out all the routes. They'll be in the tree line doing this. And in the school you go to, you get to learn like how to do high-speed maneuvers in vehicles and nighttime shooting with pistols and all this crazy stuff. Mind you, I was not like aiming to be James Bond or anything my whole life. Like, oh, I want to do all this crazy, cool MacGyver stuff. But it just was like,
yeah,
that sounds awesome.
Caught
that
your
sounds
attention.
fun. Like, this is way funner than JUCO and just not doing anything here. So I said, tell me the qualifications. He was like, well, you can't smoke. And he just looks at me. He's like, you can't smoke. And I'm like, I don't smoke. I've never actually smoked in my life. Not even a cigarette. Never. He goes, you could smoke a cigarette. You don't have to lie. I was like, never smoked a cigarette. Never smoked anything. He's like, no drinking, no nothing, no tattoos. You got to score this on the ASVAB, blah, 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 blah. I said, I meet all those qualifications.
Yeah.
I said, I'm interested. He goes, well, then let's go take the ASVAB. So I went down. First off, I had to go talk to my mom and tell her I was going.
Did she get you? Was she like
almost in tears?
Really?
And wanted to beat the hell out of my friend for
dragging me
down there because she knew it was Jim, my friend Jim. She knew it was him, you know, because I mean she knows him. We grew up together, and every, you know, yeah. So she was not happy. I go take the ASVAB. Next thing you know, I'm
on the way,
shipping out in like 4 months. Dropped all my classes. I had like a semester left of JUCO, and then I was like, slowly one class at a time.
Yeah.
Then I'm just like, let me just have fun before I go. Like,
right.
Go play basketball every day, go bowling with my buddies, go hang. I wasn't a partier or anything like that, but I was just hanging with friends, having a good time. And then I went to boot camp, and yeah, that's when my whole world flipped upside down because I had no clue what I was getting into. Man, no clue.
Quick.
Did right now, did your mother like appreciate, like agree with it, how the man that shaped you into be afterwards?
I think she appreciates it. You know, she's got that look in her eye, like, still wish you never would have went because I mean, she knows I had a hard time in there, and there were good times and there were bad times. She knew about all of them. And she knew how I didn't want to. I almost backed out. I almost backed out about 3 or 4 weeks before I was supposed to go. I met another buddy of mine and that was home, and he was back. He was in the Marines too, and he had just been to Iraq, and he had been through everything. And and I told him, I was like, "This." I forgot to mention this, but when you sign up for that job, which I got, I was supposed to go do that job. That's technically infantry. So your real MOS, your real job is infantry, but they're going to assign you to the White House for 2 years. And then after 2 of those years, you're going to go back to an infantry unit, and most likely you're going to deploy. So when my buddy came home, another buddy, he was like, "Man, I heard you sign up. What'd you sign up for?" I was like, Presidential Guard, man. I'm going to guard the president.
Yeah.
He's like, "T, what are you doing?" He's like, "You're going to Iraq after that, right?" And I was like, "No, I'm not. My recruiter said I'm going to the White House and I can stay there.
Yeah.
Like, I don't have to go over there." And he was like, "He's lying to you. He is lying." He's like, "You were infantry." He's like, "Go look at your paperwork. You were infantry." So I go talk to my recruiter. I tell him, actually, I go talk to my pastor who was a Marine, and I have a sit down with him, and I tell him. He's like, "Yeah, that's true. Like, yeah, that's your real MOS." And I was like, "Dude, I don't want to join." I was like, "I don't want to do that." And he was like, "Talk to me." I can't remember everything he said. Only thing I remember was he goes, he was in the Marines, of course, and he goes, "I would never change anything about my service in the Marines. I would never take it back. It was hard.
Yeah.
There's good times, there's bad times." He goes, "It will change, the person you are. You're going to come out a completely different person." But he goes, "I would never take it back." So I was like, all right. Convinced me.
Yeah.
So I still went. Yeah. So
needed that. Yeah. Chris, did you ever consider joining the service out of high school or years after? No chance.
Good answer.
No.
Yeah.
I never thought about it. It wasn't on my mind. Trying to do it at all.
Wasn't on your radar. You didn't have recruiters come to your high school or anything like that?
No. Yeah. The school I went to, it was I don't think they coming.
They're not coming.
No. They were probably like
south side of Chicago.
They not coming to me. They didn't come to my school, not one bit.
Man.
So what about you?
Man, my dad was in the military. His dad was in the military. So I come from a military family, but it wasn't for me. I saw people getting yelled at and doing the pull-ups and push-ups, and because they came to our high school and tried to recruit, at lunchtime, and I was like, nah, I don't think that's gonna work for me. And it was okay. My pops, he didn't care. He wasn't trying to push me to do that or anything, but it just wasn't for me. So I'm thankful again for your service, for all that I have served.
Sure.
But no, I wasn't going. Yeah. I wasn't going. Man, I got something for you. So when you were in how long?
5 years.
5 years. Okay. So how was that transition out of the service? Like, getting back to civilian life. What was that like?
Rough, but I had no time to like figure it out. So to go backwards a little bit, just because when I got out, I was coming straight out of Iraq. I was like straight from Iraq to I was getting out. Like I did 2 deployments back to back.
Wow.
And then on the last one I was getting out like a month after I got back, I was getting out. So there was like, they give you a little bit of counseling, training, decompression, all of that. But my biggest issue was I was married and I had 2 kids and I was trying to figure out what I'm going to do to make money once I got out of the military. So I had no jobs lined up, no nothing. Really? And already had an apartment, which the wife at the time had gotten an apartment and it was costing a lot of money.
Yeah.
And so when I got out, my first job was I just found whatever I could find, and I was working at Aaron Sales and Lease as an accounts manager, collecting TVs and refrigerators and checks and money. And I was basically in collections for that rental place.
Wow.
And the hardest part was I had people underneath me and they did not listen. The same way that whenever you tell like a junior Marine to go do something, they just yes, sergeant, yes, corporal, they just go run off and do it, and they don't ask questions. Like, they just, very rarely, but
Yeah.
most of the time the guy, your guys are good. And then you get into that setting and they like, but why are we moving this and that? And I'm like, I said it. That's why. Like, so that was my biggest, like, in the civilian world, when you tell somebody what to do, they may come back with like some questions.
They got a little rebuttal every time.
A little rebuttal or something. So that was hard. And then just trying to figure out a career was hard. Like, what am I going to do to make money?
Yeah.
Support my family, things like that. But yeah, and just things that I had been through, or the places I'd been, problems over here for other people seem so minuscule to me, because I'm like, what we're dealing with over there is life and death. What you're talking about is like an inconvenience to your day or your lunch hour. And I'm like, just make it happen. Like, skip lunch if you have to. Oh, you're like cussing me out if you're telling somebody to skip their lunch.
Yeah.
So that's like a big deal. Oh, they have to. And then I had a manager over me, and she was like, yeah, you can't tell them to skip their lunch. Like, that's corporate. That's like a corporate directive. They have to have a 30-minute lunch.
Wow.
Blah, blah, blah. I was like, okay. I was like, well, we're not going to get things done here.
Yeah.
So you had to figure out a different way to try and lead and manage people a little bit differently.
Right.
So yeah, that was kind of a little bit.
Yeah, that's a tough transition. I mean, I my brother was in the Marines, and he's talked to me a little bit about, same thing of how that works, and it's scary. I don't know if I could. Again, that's why I had to say no.
It's just training. It's like, it's not that in the Marines you can just yell and tell people what to do. It's like we've all been trained the same way.
Right.
So when you get told to do something, you already kind of understand why we're doing this.
Okay.
Whereas when I was in that position, I was just thrown into it, and I just had random people below me, and then it's like you're telling them what to do, and they're kicking back, and you're like, that's when I learned, I was like, I have to like train you on why this is important. Like, why does this matter that we need to do something this way, or we need to fill out this paperwork when we go pick up a couch or whatever. Right. Like, we can't just pick it up and not leave a receipt or whatever it was. Can't remember all the details, but there was like little training things that like they weren't doing.
Mm-hmm.
And you just had to kind of like, I had to remind myself, like, they don't know. I barely know.
Yeah.
So now I got to bring them up and, be responsible. So,
man, that right there, I bet we could make 4 episodes of the stories and things that you have and experiences. Because, I mean, just hearing it in your voice, like, you get
passionate about it.
Oh, man. It got me fired up, Woo! Chris, you don't get fired up about much, but I do, man.
I get fired up. This is me being fired up right now. I'm fired up.
Lord have mercy.
I am. I'm just.
He's fired up.
Yeah. He don't get fired up. Like,
we just get fired up different ways. Doesn't mean that I'm not fired up.
But when we hoop, you get fired up like a little bit. I'd be like, man, you ain't got nothing to say. You ain't gonna talk trash.
I'm just not
fired up.
I'm not a trash talker. I'm not a person.
See, I'm on the opposite on the court. I'm quiet. I don't say much.
Yeah, I'm the same way.
Just get right to.
He's getting fired up on the court. Yeah. I'm not getting fired up on the court.
It's just I don't see the point of trash talking. I never did.
But you did it at a young age.
Yeah,
you did it like
when I was
got in
kid.
Oh, so you don't trash talk anymore?
Yeah, when I was a kid, I used to trash talk. Like, I remember the biggest thing I said when I was playing ball. This guy, I was playing defense on this one guy, and he was like, I was like, shoot that shit. I'm like, yeah, you ain't gonna shoot that shit. You a bitch like your mama.
Oh, wow.
But I was trying to get in his head.
Terrible.
He missed too. He was like, what? Yeah, I got you off your game.
Terrible trash talker, man.
Effective.
Oh, very effective.
If somebody say you a bitch like your mom, you going, man, what the fuck?
Gonna catch you off guard for sure.
Yeah, like you're not expecting somebody to say that. But nah, when I got older, I just stopped trash talking. I was like, because it got to the point I seen people get their ass whooped, trash talking, and I was like, I'm not saying I'm the best fighter, but I'm not, the weakest fighter. I ain't about to get my ass whooped for something I'm not getting paid for at all.
I hear that.
Yeah, so that's why I stay out of that.
That's smart.
Yeah,
just back it up.
When I seen that dude get his ass whooped, it changed my whole perspective on trash talk. Like he got the shit beat out of him.
No, thank you.
I'm talking about he looked like Martin. Like
with all the lumps on his face.
Yeah, he looked like him afterwards. He came back to school the next day. I was like, yeah, I'm no longer doing that no more.
Smart move.
So
not worth it.
Not at all.
At all.
Well, guys, I got a top 5. Do you got a top 5? You want to get into the top 5?
Go for it.
Okay.
Go for it.
I got a little top 5 for us. You ready for the top 5?
I think so. I don't know what the top 5 is.
I know. I'm going to give it to you. I'm going to give you a surprise. Surprise. All right. So, I want you guys to give me your top 5 pet peeves.
Okay. We're going to start off.
I got to think about that.
You need a minute to think? Okay.
Pet peeves.
Chris, you ready?
Oh, yeah, I can go.
Oh, yeah.
I can go.
Should we give you a top 20?
No, we can do 5.
You was ready. All right, what's your top 5?
Somebody asking me too many questions. I get annoyed as hell with that. When you ask a hell of a lot of questions. Like, I get hell of annoyed. Like, all right, look, I get 1, 2, maybe 3, but when you ask more than 3, that's just annoying.
So that's why you look at me sometimes sideways, because I be asking the questions.
Not those type of questions. It's just like certain questions. I'm like, bro, like what the? What?
Okay.
That
2 good questions. That's 1.
I cannot stand when somebody use dishes and don't wash them hoes right afterwards, and I don't like that. Like if you used it, wash the shit.
So you're saying right after, like,
you don't have to do it right after
lunch,
not right after. Like before we go to sleep, make sure the damn dishes is washed. If you use them, if you put dirty dishes in the sink, make sure them hoes is washed.
Okay, so you like a clean sink?
Yes,
basically. Gotcha. Yes. Okay,
that's 2.
Clean dishes, clean sink.
Yes.
Okay.
Man, dirty shoes.
Ooh.
Yes, I can't stand female. I can't stand people with dirty. So like, man, you couldn't dust that off.
No, that's kind of funny. You be walking around looking at people's shoes like, man, that is just ridiculous. Take your ass home.
Like
with
you
them
couldn't
dirty
just dust that off. like I get it. Like you got a little probably you got a little dirt. It's probably from walking around all day. I get that.
Yeah.
But you freshly coming out your house. Like freshly coming out the house. You seen the shoes when you was putting them on.
Come on.
Like, yeah. That's what's that, 3?
That's 3.
That's 3. Or people, like when you jump in the car with somebody like, oh, I gotta go get gas. Bruh. You could have put gas in the car before you came and got me.
Yeah,
I can't stand that. I can't stand that.
Okay.
And that's 4. And 5 is, man. What is 5? Because it has to, like, the number one thing is, like, a lot of it has to deal with people asking questions.
Yeah.
Like, where you about to go? What are you doing? God damn.
Yeah, that's too much.
Like.
You in my business.
Yeah. I hate that shit. 5 would just have to be biggest play, like, people, like, can't having just a serious conversation. Like, you have to tell me something about myself. I'm gonna sit here and listen. Then I'm gonna talk to you as an adult, and we can have a adult conversation. I don't like when I feel like you picking on me and you being, I'm done. Like, no, like just have the conversation, hear everything out. Like, don't get upset about it.
Yeah,
like it's not that deep. Like. I don't like when people take things too deep or overthink things and it's too serious. Like you've been around, you know me for years. I don't get frustrated. Shit is never that deep to me. I just
and
I hate when you don't care. I do care, but it's outside of my control. I'm not about to stress about that shit.
That's it. Those are good, man. That's a good top 5. I love it. T, you ready?
I think I'm halfway there. So
okay, Spider, top 5.
I got you. Most of mine have to do with stuff in here too. Not being able to manage your time. That's being late, staying too long, all of that kind of stuff. Talking over people, interrupting people. People that walk really slow. That's annoying.
Hell yeah, especially like old people at Walmart.
Old people have an excuse. I'm talking about able-bodied motherfuckers that just walk slow.
Thank you for clarifying.
Gotcha.
All right, not
Chris, how you gonna get on the old people, man?
All right,
that's rude. Go ahead, man. Let's go ahead. That's terrible. I don't want to hear any more from you, Chief. All right, let's go, Spider. Finish up, Chief.
Chewing loud, smacking, that kind of stuff.
Oh yeah,
can't stand that.
Yep.
And then if you live in Dallas, this is a big one. People just don't use turn signals here.
Yes, that's what I noticed moving to Texas. Yes, no one uses turn signal, or they have a turn signal on. You think they about to turn, but they still going straight.
Yeah, for miles and miles.
They forget to turn it off.
Yes.
Those are good. T, let me know if you're ready. If not,
I got it.
I'll go.
I got it. All right. First one, last minute changes to a plan.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like I've planned something and then I get a curveball. Could be anything. Like, I don't know. You know me, I drive around a lot, got a lot of places to be, pick up, drop off, this, that, the other. And then I plan it, you know, and I'm pretty good with my time. And I plan things out. And I'm like, all right, I'm going to be here. And then it's going to take me this long to get here. And then I'm going to do this. And then I'll make some crazy stuff work out of nowhere. Like, hey, if you could just meet me right here. And I'll tell him, meet me right there. Plan it. Can't do it.
Yeah.
Drives me insane. Because I had a good plan.
Yeah. Right.
And then you didn't execute.
Oh, yeah.
And now I'm getting back into like
get him, T.
Military mode. I'm like, drives me crazy. Okay. And then when I go out with somebody, probably know who these people are. You probably have some in your lives. Photo shoots everywhere we go.
Oh my God.
Pictures.
Yes. Fucking hate that.
We're about to do that after the show.
Yeah.
That's different, and I can handle one or two, but like every little spot, here we go, and this is why we got dressed up. Nah.
Gotcha. That's a good one. That's a good one.
Push me out. Being late. Can't stand being late, especially when you have no control over that lateness. At least, unless you lie and tell them, tell them the wrong time.
Yeah.
Hey, the party's at 4. We need to leave at 3, but the party's really at 5. So.
There you go.
Smelly folks at the gym.
Woo!
Oh yeah,
man,
that right there.
Had a few lately, and that just came top of mind. I was like, golly,
I know you smell yourself.
You got to, right? Like, I mean, every once in a while, you know it happens, but I ain't going to the gym like that. I'm sorry.
No.
Like, gotta get right.
Get your hygiene right.
This is big. This is going to be a little probably offensive, controversial.
Let's go.
And
we're here for it.
There's a parameter on it, but it's men wearing sandals out in public with no socks.
Ooh.
It drives me nuts. So I got to see your feet.
No open toes for the men.
No open toes for the
men.
I don't believe in that.
You don't?
No, I don't.
Slides with socks, I can handle that. But unless we're going to the beach or the pool, I don't. That whole trend that was going on with the dudes in sandals and jeans.
That's weird.
What are we
I ain't
doing,
gonna cap, man. You see a lot of Africans like that.
I get
doing those DoorDash.
That's different though. That's a cultural thing. Like over in Iraq, everybody wears it's sandals. You don't see shoes. It's all sandals. There's some reason for it. I don't know exactly what it is, but
feet be crusty.
Yeah, that's different. But I just feel not prepared. Like I always told my boys, like, hey, what if something goes down right now? You're gonna be wearing sandals. And like you got to make a run for it, or you got to protect your mother, or, you know, God forbid, and you're flopping around in flip flops,
can't get around nowhere.
kicking flip flops off your feet. Man, get out of here.
That's a good one. See, now I wear flip flops around the house because I like to let my feet breathe. I like to wear it sometimes to the store. They're comfortable. If I gotta go, because I like going grocery shopping, man. That's weird, but I do. Let your feet breathe.
I'd never.
But that's a good one.
I can't.
Never?
No, I don't walk around the house without no socks. I don't sleep without no socks.
That's weird.
I'm the same way.
Yeah,
I
You
don't
sleep with socks on?
Yes,
I do
That's
too.
another topic.
Yes.
Y'all are weird.
I know.
No, you're weird, sir.
Nah, man, you gotta let your feet breathe.
No.
What you
Yeah,
got
they do
socks
breathe
on?
when I'm in the shower.
and then you barely let them dry, and then put socks right back on.
I'll
when you
dry
get
them
up.
up, put lotion on, put my socks on.
Come on,
Mhm.
y'all doing too much.
What you got?
All right, so in no specific order. First thing, I can't stand when you're having a conversation like in public. Let's say we're having a round table, and you keep getting touched.
Oh
It-
yeah.
like when you're in conversation.
Hey.
Hey man, remember this? Hey,
Or they
I'm
was
like,
like,
hey, please don't. Just keep
Yeah.
your hands to yourself, please. We're having a great conversation. I can hear what you're saying. I don't need your hands to also tell me what you're saying.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mhm.
That one bothers me. Loud chewing, of course, smacking. My kids, they do a pretty good job, but man, they be, food's good. I don't want to hear that. People in my personal space. You can't get too close. If I open the window and you're this close still, and if I'm driving somewhere and you're this close, that's too close.
oh yeah.
If we're out and about and you're right in my, come on, man, back it up, give me some
At the
space.
convenience store, like you're checking out, and
Yes.
the dude just like right there,
right behind you.
you, and you're like, dude, I'm putting my pin in. Like,
Back up.
get back.
What's going on? Yeah,
Yeah.
give me some room. Repeating myself. I don't know. I've gotten to the point where I guess I'm just at that age where I don't like repeating myself. I'll say it once or twice,
That's a good one.
just in case, maybe didn't hear the first time. I get it. But if I got to say it 3-4 times, nah, I'm done with it. Going somewhere. And also the last one, interrupting. I don't like being, I try not to interrupt people. Also don't like being interrupted. I know it's kind of a weird one, but that's a pet peeve.
You gotta hate me. I interrupt you all the time on the phone.
You do. Quite a
I'm
bit.
terrible about it.
And I put it on mute and I'm like, this mother done it again.
Well, the tea go for a little while. I'm gonna go do something else.
I'll give a little grace on the phone because you're not face to face.
Correct. That's
There's a
good
little
point.
room there.
Yeah, because you don't know, yeah.
Good point. Good point. Well, guys, before we shut this down, do you, Chris, have any inspirational words, books, advice for the viewers out there before we
Yeah.
close out?
Yeah, man. Just actually, I said one to one of my employees yesterday. I think she said she got a bad grade and she was trying to get into this grad school. So I just told her straight up, like, I don't know what your religion is, but I believe in God, and I feel like you might feel like this is a rough patch right now. You might not get into the grad schools that you're getting into, but he saw something that you didn't see. Maybe you wasn't prepared for it right now, and he's getting you ready. Don't let this setback let you down. You're gonna go through trials and tribulations, but it's gonna get you prepared for when that time is ready. And he's gonna get you. He's preparing you. You're gonna have those falls. You're gonna have those downs. But with those downs and those falls, you are also learning with those. And when you learning, you have to pick up, like, all right, what did I do, and try to change that differently. And then you're gonna get stronger with that. And when you get stronger with that, and you're gonna be prepared once you get where you want to get to in life.
Yes, sir. That's powerful. Good stuff. T?
I just heard it from a guy on a podcast, but he said if you don't get disciplined with your time will discipline you.
Mm.
And it kind of relates to really anything. It could be finances. If you don't get disciplined with your finances, they'll discipline you.
Yeah.
Or really anything, your life, whatever it is. Kind of, I heard one a long time ago. If you don't, if like for business, if you don't learn your market will if you don't train for your market will train you.
Mm-hmm.
Like whether you like it or not, you're gonna get, left behind. So kind of correlates to that same principle. So that's all I got.
Love it. That's good stuff. Well, guys, it's been a pleasure. Pleasure as always. Love being in the studio with my guy Chris.
Oh, yeah,
This is our safe place, man. This is our roundtable discussion.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
so thankful. It's just called the update. But I'm so thankful for you, T, coming out, man, spending this time with us. It means everything.
Honored. Yeah.
Appreciate
Glad you guys
man.
invited me. Appreciate it.
Oh,
yeah.
Thank you.
It was fun.
So, guys, viewers, go check us out. Instagram at what?
_update 24.
YouTube.
The update.
Go check us out. Subscribe.
Please.
Until next time. Peace.